Hey, good morning, church. Pastor Chris here. I'm not in my usual surroundings. As you can tell, I'm here in my car. I am on campus this week up in Kansas City and about to head in for my last session. Just here this morning before I go in, I had an encouraging word for you I wanted to share. All this week, I've had this opportunity to just sit in the Word of God. It's a bit overwhelming in some capacities, and then it's extremely encouraging in other capacities. Just the way in which we have seen the entire Word of God just relate and work together, and to see His divine purpose revealed from the beginning all the way to the end. It's truly amazing, and I just, every time I get into this, I grow more in love with the Lord and recognize His love for us as His children. Anyway, that just got me thinking, for you, do you crave the Word of God? Do you see its benefit? Do you see how much He has sown into it and has desired for us to press into it? The fact that God actually put into pages, written words of His desire for our lives is truly remarkable. And the fact that it has lasted through the ages is even more remarkable. That should point us to the fact that, it's an important thing to be able to glean from the Word of God. We see a few passages that talk about this. Psalm 119, David says, "The Word of God is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Basically just calling out the fact that it leads us, it guides us, it directs us in every way in which we should go. This Word is so wonderfully illuminating and full of revelation. And so, as we seek out the Word, do we see it as such? Do we believe the Word of God is what is able to bring about the fullness of revelation? Or do we seek from other sources? My hope is that the Word of God is our source of revelation. But even in it, that He is so intimate as a father to reveal His heart for His children throughout the ages. I got to thinking, if we had a relative, a father or grandfather that had written down, that had cataloged just the things that they had learned in their life, just on written pages in books, just about the things that they found to be full of wisdom and truth and everything that they had gleaned from having a good life. Do you think we would just kind of let that book set off to the side? It's kind of dusty and old. I've glanced at it once or two times. Or do you think we would not be just pressing in, trying to seek out what our heritage is, trying to seek out what words of life might be able to share, or be able to influence our daily living? I mean, man, we have such a heritage in that. So the author of Hebrews, even says, "For the Word of God is living and active, sharper than any double-edged sword, able to divide between soul and spirit, joints and marrow, able to discern between the thoughts and the intentions of the heart." But the reality is, we're not going to be able to glean from that fruit if we don't get into His Word. Church, we're living in very interesting times. Interesting's putting it lightly. It's somewhat perilous times where truth is relative and love is being adulterated. And for us as the church, it's crucial that we get into the Word of God, that we know His heart, and that we're absolutely convinced about what He sets us out to do. So I just want to encourage you with that. Take time today, get into His Word daily, get into His Word, and I promise you won't come away discouraged, but always encouraged in who He is. I love you, church. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday. We have a special guest, Stephen Trainer, coming to preach both services. Make sure you come show up for that, and we will see you soon.